What you doing, Tim?
Eating pistachios.
Where'd you get them?
In that bag.
This bag?
I stole them.
Where did you steal them from?
You?
Me?
No, they're
Yeah, I was going to say, where did I get them from? I stole them. Yep, it was me. Actually, I love pistachios. I'll sit here and eat them all day. Ugh. Tim's trying to break his teeth. We have a set of van pliers, right? Boy, somebody's got a hot motor, huh? I'm picking pistachios apart. Alright, so we'll kind of do a little bit of an update here, right, Tim? What are we updating? Don't pick on me. Yeah, we don't like Tim being picked on, do we? No. I've zoomed in on Tim. Yeah, you come to the farm and call him a Sasquatch, you know what he's going to do to you? What is that? He's going to cut your throats. Right, Tim? You're going to slash them out. We got like thousands of acres we could bury dead bodies on, right, Tim? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we could do. Now, Tim's quite handy with that there knife. But we shouldn't threaten people like that. But what have we not completed yet? What do you mean nothing? The 7:30 is not done yet. Now, I have been inundated, along with Timothy, with, oh, you could have took that radiator to a radiator repair shop, or you could have did this and you could have did that, and the new radiator isn't going to be nearly as good as the old radiator, and the radiator was probably bad anyway, and the let's see, what else was it? No, there was one more thing. It was something about it freezing. Oh, it didn't actually freeze. It just had a problem, and it could, you know, it's not Tim's fault. Well, we all know it was Tim's fault. Right, Tim? What do you mean, no? Yeah, it was. Anyways, I'm going to show you what has happened and what the repair that I did to it so that I could make it to the tractor pull. Oh, now I remember what it was. It was, there's not really anything wrong with that radiator. You're just saying that Tim let it freeze up because it already had leaks in it and it was bad before, you know, and you're just and you're just blaming Timothy for the thing freezing up. Well, I'm going to prove to you right now that the radiator, I always called them rads, but I've been picked on for saying radiator. So, because nothing radiates anything, it radiates. So I've been using the term radiator. You see that bow in that radiator? Or radiator? Actually, you're not able to see it too well. It's flat here. Okay, and then it dips down. That's from being frozen. And what it did was it actually froze so hard that it broke the solder. It broke the solder seal from the brass plate away from the tubes. So what I did to try and repair it was actually chop those out. I chopped the tube out and I folded it over, and then I soldered that shut after tapping it closed. I did a lot of things to it to try to get it to work properly. And all my efforts did fail. So that's why I decided to change out the radiator, whatever you want to call it, so now, of course, you know, that's a Modine or a Modine or whatever you want to call that dyne. And I didn't see a Modine, I didn't see a Modine radiator on the sites that I have used to obtain the parts for this tractor. But I did, and yes, I did find a company in Ireland. And I'm going to say that the tubes are not nearly as wide as the ones on the original. They just don't seem to be as wide, but there's still 3 rows of them. And I'm going to see the difference. I've got a tape measure over here in my toolbox, and I'm going to measure them. These look to me like they're 1/2 inch ones. Yeah, those are about 1/2 inch. I bet these are 3/4. Let's see. And yes, these are 3/4 inch tubes. So I would have a problem with that one if I was taking this tractor to the field and working every day, all day, you know, trying to make a living with this tractor, which I am not. Honestly, I don't think that the difference in the cooling between this one here and that one there, actually I bet there's more surface here. I'm going to get my tape measure out here because I'm noticing some other things. It says that it is as good as the original, which, you know, a lot of people can say that. Tube spacing is very important as to the airflow. So they're 1/2 inch by, yeah, they're 1/2 inch. And the tubes are set on 1/2 inch spacing. These tubes are 3/4 inch, and they're set on 3/4 inch spacing. So, actually they're not on, are they on 3/4 inch spacing? Yeah, no, they're, well, there's the line, 5/8 inch spacing. So that's on 5/8 inch spacing. So there's an 1/8 of an inch difference. Let me count the tubes. Give me a second and I'll be right back at you. I'm going to count the tubes across the face of this one, the one closest. Okay, so there's 38 tubes across the face here. And if you don't believe me, I guess you can pause the video and count them. So there's 38 there, but I'm going to count these. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, 30 to 132. So there's 4 more tubes on the front of that thing. So that's 4, 8, 12. There's 12 more tubes in this radiator than there is in that radiator. So the company that has built this thing, quite honestly, has compensated for the difference in the size of the tube. So that's kind of important to me, and as you can see, that copper plate is as flat and level as possible. So you can, all you guys that were saying that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about and that this thing was already leaking before it froze, you can kiss my ass. I don't really care about you. You just don't know. You just don't know. You don't get it. You can see it pretty plain and clear that it had froze. The block is fine. Initially, I didn't realize that the radiator had blown up or had been broken. But what did happen was down here at the bottom, the pipes, where the pipe is, wherever the hell Timothy put that. There's the water pump. What do you do with that? Oh, here. This was junk. That piece there, it broke. So I bought a new one. And this broke. You can see that there's some writing on it. This had broke also. So I bought a new one of these and I put in there. So those two pieces were broken. When I replaced that, I did clean out the block. So there's nothing in the block that's going to recontaminate my new radiator, the new one. So all that work was done. I didn't show it. I didn't show it on film. I did this months ago. And probably back in July, maybe June I did that. You know, here's what it is. You know, I just never said anything. I just did it. I mean, there's a lot of things that I do on this farm that I don't video. And that just so happened to be one of them. I do know that there's aluminum rings that go in here. They're not O-rings, they're aluminum rings. And I'm pretty certain that I have in my magnetic tray, this is it right here. That's the aluminum ring that goes in there. So I'll have to clean that up and put it back in, but there's one for each one of these. There, and of course vice versa. Another person told me to pop this off of there and make sure that I had the shims right, which I would only need to shim that if I took it apart on, where is that thing? Timothy took it off. What did he do with it? It's around here someplace amongst the mess of stuff, as I say. But the little casting where the worm gear is, if I'd have took the worm gear off, then I would have had to worry about the shims. I don't have to worry about the shims because we didn't take it off at the worm gear. We just slid the whole thing off that way. Took it off and then slid it off that way. What else is there? Oh Lord, what else is there? There's some other thing that I wanted to say about this tractor. But anyway, when this tractor is done and put back together, oh, Timothy went and stole some Fig Newtons. Okay, so there it is. We're gonna go bale hay. The sun is shining, obviously, and hopefully tomorrow morning. Well, tomorrow morning I gotta take a load of hay, and when I get back, I'm going to attempt to get this thing back together. Yes, attempt to get this thing back together. We got a lot of wind, and that's coming from Hurricane Matthew, so that kind of sucks, but is what it is. And we're not getting the rain, but we're getting the wind. So anyhow, that's the end of that. It's all going back together as a yeah, all back together. Okay.